We are witnessing a scandal, but it's also an unraveling, a full blown Black Greek tragedy where power meets perversion, glamour masks decay, and the mighty fall under the weight of their own altars. Diddy as a fallen king. Sean Diddy Combs wanted to be the king of everything: music, fashion, spirits, his liquor, and souls. But like King Solomon, his downfall wasn't the riches, it was the harem and the hunger for forbidden women and foreign gods. And Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines, and many from cultures that the Most High Yah told him not to mix with because of spiritual compromise. And this is really the crux of it all. When I look at the American, the American black, okay, if you want to say the Negro, the FBA or ADOS or whomever. This is really a message, a warning to my tribe. You see, Solomon ended up building altars to Moloch, Ashtoreth, and Shamash. These are gods that demanded perversion and even child sacrifice. Does that sound familiar? Diddy allegedly aligned himself with Ifa. And we're hearing a lot about Ifa. You probably saw the Michael B. Jordan talking about his spiritualism, which is Ifa. And we know that Beyonce also has been allegedly aligned with Ifa. Also, Diddy allegedly aligned himself with voodoo and other Afro diasporic spiritualism, which some believe in its true form is not inherently evil. That's for you to debate. But when distorted by fame, ego, and blood money, it becomes something entirely different. Now, Diddy, I talked about this probably last year. We heard that he has a tattoo, which you can see here, of a Haitian goddess. And he sports it around. And the name of this goddess, bear with me, is Urzuli Dantor. Now, this goddess is a fierce protector of children and the marginalized, which would be women. So this Haitian goddess protects women and children. The irony is amazing here. So yet we see that it is the grossest irony because of the allegations of trafficking, grooming, and spiritual inversion. Here's a better picture of the Haitian goddess. And Diddy is saying here that I got the front and she got my back. Not so sure about that, Diddy, but it is pretty crazy when you think about it that, a lot of people are adopting these spiritual practices. And I'm not sure if they really understand what they are truly. Some of us have been initiated in some of these things. I have given testimony in the past about Santeria and living in Cuba, but I want to touch on that at another time. But a lot of us have had to denounce things, okay? We may not have gone into things on our own. We may have been initiated as children. And when we, understood what these things are, because one thing you have to be is a scholar. You have to do research and know what you're doing. Now, in some of these practices, they take the Catholic figures and they, put the other gods and goddesses in place for hiding the identity. Okay, like I said, I want to get into this a little more at another time. Now, 50 Cent. A lot of people enjoy the trolling, the extreme trolling that he does, and now it's become very apparent what is going on in this Greek tragedy, Black Greek tragedy. And I don't want to name the woman here, but this is all over the socials, and this talk of a $10,000 payout and the exotic currency of Babylon. So we're hearing that 50 cents, he's pretty hurt. I'm not sure if he's hurt. Some people, if you look at X, they're saying that he's not affected by it. I'm not sure how you could not be affected by what's being revealed, I'll say. So, he went on a rampage, I think last year. We remember when he started saying the little sex worker, and, we're finding out more about this, calling it what it is. This is modern day temple prostitution where beauty is bartered, innocence is inverted, and luxury covers up the soul level debt. Because after all, it is about money. Money is what is exchanged a lot, or other things that are materialistic. And women are selling their souls. They are doing the most, but it is a dead end because now this is no longer just tabloid fodder. This is spiritual warfare disguised in Chanel. Sex Magic, Aleister Crowley, and the recipe of ruin. Let's not pretend these elites are just freaky. They are initiate level occultists. And Diddy was reportedly prepping for a freak off before turning himself in. And why? Because in Aleister Crowley's playbook and in most twisted magical traditions, sex isn't about pleasure. It's about power transfer. It's ritual, it's sacrifice, and it's binding. They believe that the orgasm is a gateway to the astral realm. And when combined with drugs, domination, and blood, we must understand that in these practices, blood is very important. Now, to the believer in the Most High Yah, we know that blood had to be shed for our redemption. Jesus Christ went to the cross and died and shed blood for us to be redeemed. Now, the other kingdom, they mock and mimic. So, blood is also very important. If it's not the blood of a human, it is of an animal, okay, or other bodily fluids, which we have heard the gross details, okay. I don't want to get into them. We have been forced to be in the chat, a lot of us, the group chat here. And these things become a spiritual transaction. Diddy was using human currency to buy supernatural influence. A word to the wise. King Solomon was considered the most wise and the most wealthy man in all of history. And men today would be wise to reread 1 Kings 11. It's not just a Sunday school tale. And I know that a lot of the secret societies and all of their secret rituals and occult knowledge is based on King Solomon. But is it based on the warnings, the cautionary tales that King Solomon gave? And, you know, it's a prophetic roadmap that he provided of how powerful men are seduced and destroyed when they fall in love with the exotic, the esoteric, and the forbidden. And it says, For when Solomon was old, his wives turned away his heart after other gods. And we're seeing the modern day men that are a part of these secret societies, the Black Boule and the Black Greeks and every other Freemason group that they're a part of. We're watching the disintegration of this hierarchy. And they thought that they would do better, that it would turn out better for them than King Solomon. Oh my, that is a rude awakening. And now we are seeing the fruit of it, broken lives, exposed perversion all over the world. You have people in other tongues talking about this, and there is a spiritual bankruptcy that is happening. And this isn't a rap beef. This is Babylon burning from the inside. The shiny suit man who danced with Biggie is now the cautionary tale that your grandma and everybody, grandpa, aunties, should warn the young men about. Brothers, cousins, uncles, and stay tuned, you all, because the reckoning is generational, it's spiritual, and it's global.